his name like that. Your host like that because it sounds so like fucking formal. Okay, wait, hello? Be like, welcome to the What We Don't Know podcast with your hosts, Ollie Evely and Lisa Sabah.
I don't know why it counts as in sometimes.
That's nice, because it's never counted as in before. Hi, Mansi.
Hi.
Mansi's definitely pushed into this.
Yeah. We have our first reluctant guest.
We've had a
reluctant guest.
We've had an enthusiastic guest, now our first reluctant guest.
Thanks.
So, how's your evening going?
What we don't know.
You can't show us stuff and are expected to talk.
No, it's fine. I know. I was just like,
Can I have another look?
We're getting logo feedback.
Yeah.
Go on.
Ooh.
You can
We
be
don't
honest.
know.
We've already
With
been over
Ollie
constructive
Lisa.
criticism.
You know, I think she might be one of her friends who doesn't actually know what we're doing on this podcast. What do you know?
Yeah.
What do you know about
No, I
the
haven't told her
podcast?
much. Basically,
I have no idea.
basically,
What do you guys do here?
I messaged her.
Maybe you can let me know what you do.
I
because
messaged
I've never
her-
heard a single one of these.
I messaged her an hour ago and I said, "Do you want to be on our podcast?" She said no. I said, "Come on our podcast." She said no. It was about 30 minutes of that, 30 minutes drive here, and now she's here. That's the extent of what she knows about what we're doing.
I guess you're.
You can
quite-
explain.
Yeah, explain.
explain. We talk about stuff, and then we figure out that the stuff we're talking about we don't know much about, and so far every single thing that we've talked about we realize we don't know much about.
And the more we get into it, the less we know about stuff, I think.
So you really don't.
No.
The thing, okay, yeah. And the show is actually called What We Don't Know, I
Yeah.
think.
Okay.
But one of the most important things though for us is really to try to actually discuss the topics as seriously as we can while
I don't know. Is that a thing?
are we serious?
I don't think so. I didn't know this.
I thought, oh god,
It's the first time it's the first time I've heard that we had to be serious.
Fair enough. But then we do bring guests once in a while just to make sure.
You're our once in a while.
Yeah,
Oh.
you're,
Surprise.
You're a surprise guest.
Exciting.
Literally kidnap someone and ask them questions.
Is
Sorry.
he okay?
Yeah, he's all right. He does this. We've had him do this before. Ignore the cats.
Resident cat.
Yeah, resident cat. Issa calls him the devil, apparently. Whenever he comes up on the show, he's just the devil.
Because he just scratches him.
It'll be a running
Yeah,
theme, don't
fair
worry.
enough.
You'll see more of the cat. We're going to do eventually not live stream. Benji pushes us a lot in the live stream. That's not what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're doing video
Okay.
with conversation.
Yeah.
Not
to get-
live.
So you're gonna be in front of the camera
Multiple
while
cameras,
you're talking.
ideally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just to get a visual element to it so it's just not audio.
What are you against that idea?
So it's like a vlog.
Yeah, it's like a film podcast.
I
basically.
hate that. I hate that.
What is
I don't
it?
want it to be a vlog.
It's a vodcast.
No, but
Yeah. Yeah.
all right, all right. I mean, I'm sold.
Yeah.
What's a vlog? Is a what is
A
a
video blog.
blog? Is just jotting things down.
Backlog. became
Backlog. That's what it stands for.
I don't know. I made that up.
I
just
guess
Is it?
it's not.
now. It makes sense though, right?
the problem is we're 5 episodes deep after this one, and
Ooh.
I haven't called Easter out on enough bullshit yet. That's the problem.
What bullshit? Like everything is.
Yeah, I need to fact check more.
We're gonna hire
Because-
a fact checker one day.
Hopefully.
Okay.
Issa goes on a rant, pretending he knows about stuff. You're probably aware of this already.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, he's
That
like,
guy was so
yeah,
resigned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's true. So, if you've listened to 4 of the episodes, check what you're telling people are facts.
I mean, if I have to make sure what I'm saying is true,
You'll be silent.
I would be silent. I would never
Yeah.
speak.
Yeah, I think most podcasts.
I think
are
most
probably
people. I think most people would never
Yeah.
speak if they had to make sure what they were saying wasn't bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is now, diving straight into it, people didn't used to be able to fact check things on the spot, right? You used to be able to say something.
Yeah, that's a recent thing.
Very recent, like in '98 or whatever, you could check things on your phone. Before that, people would be like, by the way,
98, you could check things on your phone.
no. No. That's something I just made up. 2000, what, 4, 5? I remember my
7,
dad's
6 or
dad's
7.
communicator,
That was-
Nokia communicator.
That was already like
yes,
2005.
I remember those.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
That was
What was the
It's like a
first?
hot shit back in the
walkie-talkie.
day.
What was the first mobile phone you've ever had? Or, do you remember the first phone that was like yours alone and wasn't shared, and you could do whatever you wanted with it?
It was like the black one, the black Nokia.
Oh yeah, that's
I don't know.
Which one? Like 8210?
7 something. I don't know. It was
I
like a
think-
black.
how old
small
were you?
one. I don't know. 16,
really.
14.
And what about you?
7210. 3330, I think.
No. How old? They said 33.
12? 11?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that was me. We had weird
Did
restrictions.
you guys all have phones?
We had
when you were
weird
12?
restrictions when I was growing up. We had like weird policies. Like my parents used to take my phone when I went to bed. Did you have that?
What would you
No,
do? Because
I
you
don't
would play
think so.
Snake on.
No,
Snake.
messaging.
Ooh.
Messaging girls.
But how
Under
much?
the
You're a
covers.
12-year-old.
You know, but you
Less
know,
supposed to
14,
hate girls
14.
at that age. Oh,
14,
okay.
15.
they shouldn't have given you enough prepaid for your text. Then,
Come on.
how would you message if you
This
didn't
is
have money?
this is what year was this? 2000.
yeah, each
whatever.
text is 20 fills. It's quite a lot still.
But
What are you
wasn't
gonna
that
do
during
then?
like MSN days?
Yeah.
So everyone would be on MSN.
Anyways,
most of
yeah.
the time.
Okay, but what?
MSN.
MSN was. We were
days.
young though with MSN.
I love that.
No, but MSN was like everyone was on it, and the group chats, and then you got invited to creepy like random group chats and everything.
Yeah, I do remember
Yeah.
the random.
And then
group
you
in-
had your status.
Yeah, and it was like
your
long. Some
MSN.
people had. Did you?
Can
have
I
a
guess
long
yours?
list?
I had a really
I
long one.
bet you did with black
X's,
flowers.
X's.
What did you have?
Flowers,
Come on.
Yeah,
What did you have?
black flowers.
Black
probably.
flowers.
Flowers.
Queen of
come
Death,
on.
something.
You can do better.
What did you have?
I'm not gonna say. it.
Come on. Okay, we'll do a trade off.
XXX.
I'll
Okay,
tell you
666.
my MSN email address.
His was probably motocross something.
No,
It was- it was
worse.
similar.
It's about 80 times worse than that.
Oh,
Dude,
I remember
something
hers.
guitar.
Something
dude,
with a
rock,
dude in it.
punk. I knew it.
It had
I knew
dude
it. I
in
knew
it.
it. Of course. It
But
had
that's
dude
not
in
the
it.
worst bit.
Okay.
Can
you
I?
have to, you
can I?
have to say the
Go
status
on,
part then.
dude.
Can I? Okay. Can I say what your
Biker
hotmail
dude.
is?
Go on, go
Biker
for it.
dude.
Skate,
80 and
skater
12.
dude. Skater dude with an 8.
Oh yes, I know. I know. That's so him. Did you have
And-
it?
Yeah, that
And
was
yours-
like
and yours-
SK8ER
Hey, that's
underscore
because
dude.
you probably had him on MSN.
Mansi's was Cyberwitch.
Yeah.
Was that the
okay.
Was it
first?
actually?
Was that the
Thanks.
first one?
That's pretty
That's
smart
the
for a
only
12-year-old.
That's the only one. That's amazing.
That's still her email address.
Double
If you wanna get-
underscore.
If you want to get at Mansi,
Double
it's
underscore.
at
Yeah.
Cyberwitch
underscore
still.
underscore which
Those were the
hotmail.de.
And-
And
okay,
then,
how?
do you remember when they changed it to then they started having this feature with when your music would show up?
Yeah, the status.
Yeah,
thing.
that was big.
And then
That was a big
everyone would
jump.
be like changing their
Just
music.
to
Yeah.
show the
Yeah.
status.
The
They're
thing
listening to
was,
something super cool.
You had to cool guy it. You had to like if people were looking at your status, you had to be a cool guy. It had to be like at least Nirvana.
yeah.
You know, I think MSN wasn't big in America. I think.
Really?
Because I think for them they
It
had
must have been.
ICQ
No.
or something.
No, but
AOL,
ICQ
AIM, AOL Instant Messenger.
That's
What about-
AOL, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
blue
Yeah.
one with the white.
With the
Blue and
little
white.
yellow man. The yellow,
No, I
like-
don't know that.
No, I don't
that
know.
far.
I haven't seen. But MSN was WhatsApp for computers back in the day. It was the first
It
WhatsApp.
was basically WhatsApp.
Yeah.
They
That's
just stole
so
the concept
yeah,
That is so funny.
it is right. Like
with
WhatsApp.
the dial tone.
With an email thing.
With the
what's-
dial tone.
What more do you have on WhatsApp right now?
Modem.
Not a whole lot.
The Chinese have their own. Weibo, Baidu, Baidu.
No, I mean like features.
WeChat.
Line.
WeChat.
WeChat.
Yeah.
And then there's
Really?
Line
The-
in Japan.
They
Oh,
have their
WeChat
own,
in China, yeah.
WhatsApp. Yeah.
You can pay for stuff using their WhatsApp. Like
No.
Like
Oh,
Apple.
yeah. Yeah.
Shit's advanced. Like we're
Yeah.
we're back in the 90s
Yeah.
still. Like we have MSN on our phones that like we pay for shit on our WhatsApp. That's crazy. It's weird that like especially when you go to the States and WhatsApp's not a thing. Like
Yeah.
we're used to everything being done on WhatsApp. And there it's not really a thing. But this like we were saying before, me and Issa were talking about
What do you mean it's not big in the?
WhatsApp's not big in the States because you
Oh right, right.
you have free text
Or iMessage.
or well
Yeah,
more the free
iMessage.
text I think.
Is free text? Is text free there?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like free texting, like everything's involved with the texting part. Like it's weird if you don't text somebody. It's like WhatsApp for them is like, oh, it's a process. I have to download it. I have to like
Link my
add your
number.
number.
But I know
and
a lot
shit
of people who don't have WhatsApp.
in Dubai.
Really?
Yeah.
So this is
That's
first,
They
Actually, I'm-
refuse to
first
have it.
I'm
interesting fact about Mansi. How long did you not have a phone in general for?
I don't know.
Mobile.
A year?
A year. And you know we were saying
Maybe.
Oh wait,
But
right
then
now.
it keeps coming back. Like,
no, you had a long period. So we were saying a few episodes ago that how long can we go without a phone or whatever? And we were like, oh, we couldn't think of anything. I should have thought of Mansi.
You would be fine without
Zero.
one,
No,
full
she
stop.
didn't have a phone for a year.
no, yeah.
She didn't have a phone.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, how do I get hold of you? It's like a mystery. Like, call my brother. He'll send a letter. In 2 weeks, I'll give you a call back somehow from a
I'll let you
payphone.
know. I'll let you know where I could meet you on
Yeah.
a Tuesday in advance, and I might just be passing by there. And if you don't meet me the right
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
it's not
Or if
gonna
I
work out.
Yeah.
But you were fine with it
Yeah, it was fine. I think I just used an iPod or something.
instead of a phone.
Yeah.
For what? What was the different features? You can't call people
Yeah,
or
I
text.
know.
That's a
I
phone.
think I just had music on it and games.
Like, yeah, I couldn't. I don't know. A year's
Oh,
a
and
long
then last
time.
year, my mobile phone's sound wasn't working.
Oh,
So
yeah, that's
you
true.
know about this
Yeah.
one. It was
So it was
really bad.
basically 2
A
years. no
screen.
phone.
It was basically an iPod Touch.
It was a Black Mirror.
So the
basically.
the last phone she had is actually the first phone she had. It was like 72 something.
Yeah, I
that's
couldn't make calls or answer calls. Yeah.
So you used it for WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
primarily.
used it for other stuff, so there was just no sound. It's weird without sound,
Here's a question then.
but it was good.
Did you prefer not having a phone?
Yeah.
You prefer it to having one?
I mean, like, it's okay if I let it go. Like, it's not a big
You're not
deal.
bothered?
No.
So having one or not
It's
having
like,
one, no
yeah,
difference.
No.
It's good.
What
fine, try it.
What would you consider essential for your life besides hot tea and lemon?
It's not all the time. Okay.
Come on. Hot tea. No, not hot tea and lemon. Hot water with a
hot
slice of
water.
lemon.
Sorry.
That's the
Yes,
one.
Hot water.
Those are the
Fix.
essentials.
I imagine,
and green tea.
I imagine you dunking a whole lemon every time, but it's just a slice.
No, it's a
right?
slice. It's half a slice.
No, actually, yeah, it's like
In
a
hot
full
water.
squeeze of like half a lemon.
See?
I didn't know that. I thought it was
Yeah,
like
every morning.
the
it's
tea
in a
place we
giant
don't
tumbler.
go to doesn't have that.
Yeah, because well, we're at a tea place. I can't be greedy. Can't be
Give
like,
me
give me
half
the
and
entire
half a
lemon.
slice and I'm good. That's it.
So that's one of your
Smiley,
essentials?
he's still there, by the way. He was asking about you.
Really?
Yeah.
I miss Smiley. He was
He's
cool.
so cute.
I need to
He's
go
got
pay
the
him a
most
stop.
amazing smile.
That's something you have in Dubai that is such a weird concept where you like rock up in the car.
You
The
beep
guy
at-
runs to you,
you beep at the
gives
thing.
you a tea at 10 o'clock at night.
sir.
Anytime. You could rock up and it would be normal at 12 p.m.
And they know your order.
Yeah.
They look at your face and they know it.
Yeah, you're getting a karak.
Like if I go there without Ollie, he'll be like, "Where's the other guy? The
Where's the
tall
karak guy?
I'm like, I don't know.
So,
He's gone.
yeah, what are the essentials like Isha
Yeah.
was saying? What do you think you couldn't go without? Phone obviously isn't one. For me I have like laptop, wallet and
That's amazing.
laptop, wallet and phone are essentials. Like I always check on
Wallets for me, for sure.
Yeah, like wallet, keys,
Yeah.
But
Well,
okay,
keys, house keys.
but in general, like what do you think?
Yeah.
Get in through the door.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's one obviously.
I did an
That's
art,
like-
I did an art project in art school where I said the triumvirate of existence is like wallet, keys, and phones. Like that's the three things every human
What's the
being-
three things?
Wallet, keys, and phone.
Yeah.
Mm.
When you're like on holiday or like traveling back and you like pack a suitcase, as long as you got those two things, you're like, I'll get new clothes.
Yeah.
The rest I'm screwed. Like if I have
Yeah.
to get new everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It's funny when
That's
when we
true.
think essentials, instead of saying stuff like food and water,
Yeah,
and
no, no.
shelter,
The first
we're
thing-
like
that's-
wallet, keys.
That's how entitled we are. We're like, I need to survive. No, as long as I have my wallet, I can buy food.
Yeah.
Do you
I guess that was like a lamer way of asking what would you 5 things you would bring to a deserted island. Wallet, keys, and phones, deserted island.
Yeah, okay, I see where he's going.
No,
Yeah.
but I mean,
what do you?
I don't know. I have to think about this.
But I think it's quite good.
Think.
Like you're quite a minimalistic person, right? You think?
Am I?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think we were saying a while ago.
I'd want music.
So like an
Like I'd want a
iPod.
record, or like I'd want a certain album there with me.
Okay. It's a
If
good
there's
start.
nothing else, I need something.
So one album over and over and over, or an iPod with a rechargeable battery or something.
yeah, like
Just
let's
music.
have all
let's
the like
push
the
it.
hit list. You know,
Sorry,
you have your like music.
Top hits.
top
Yeah,
hit.
Like an iPod, basically. But yeah, that's
but then
not
it's
what
gonna die.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe
Un-
solar
yeah,
power.
How would I
Unlimited power.
charge it?
Or solar.
solar power.
Yeah,
There you go.
So that's
Problem
2.
solved.
You have 3 things left.
no,
That's all you
that
need.
doesn't
You
count.
you didn't even give it that as one package. She's on an island, for God's
No,
sake.
no, no.
Give her
But
a
Why am I on an island?
No.
How did I get to this island? That's
irrelevant.
the question.
This
And where is this island?
this metaphorical island is important for you to process the things that matter to you.
Okay, so deep. No.
But at least we
He's-
know music is one of them.
Yeah.
And rechargeable power,
I don't
renewable
know.
energy.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
you want like a knife and a lighter as well?
Yeah, but
If
you're,
I'm on
you're
an
being too
island?
practical about it. This is
A
like-
lighter, you need gas.
Okay, I don't know.
all
Matches?
of this has gone spiraling out of control.
Why?
It's supposed to be a simple concept.
Definitely
What
need
are
a
3
knife.
things that you
Okay,
need in your
pocket
life?
knife.
What are the 3 things important to you? Phone is not one. For most people in 2019, a phone is an essential. If people go a day without a phone, I don't think you understand this concept either.
I do.
Most people
I
in
know it's
2019
important.
are like cannot do without a phone. You're fine with that.
Yeah, most.
We're trying to-
most
most.
people.
They're
But
like huge amount.
Me, I
No,
think
even me on my like every day, I do need it every now and then. Everyone's on their phone.
Yeah, but you went a year without one. It's not essential. You're not that
Yeah, and then last year it wasn't working really. I
Yeah.
didn't speak to anyone.
bothered. Okay, so what's
haven't
what's
heard
a phone
anyone's
for you?
voice.
What's a phone for you? Like, what's your thing? You're like, oh, actually, I'll be screwed without that.
You mean when I'm on my phone?
No,
Like, what do you mean?
like in general, when you're like, just what
music.
music? Yeah, but you listen to a lot of music. You'd say every day.
No, I've stopped. Actually stopped.
Oh my god, that's perfect.
Okay.
I don't listen to music anymore. Actually, so on the desert island, actually,
Thanks.
fuck music.
You wasted 2 slots.
Yeah.
No, I still want music. You asked if if I'm listening to it every day
I'll
or
give you an
today, and I
example.
said no.
I'll give you an
Recently,
example.
I've not been
This
listening
is-
to that much music.
Oh, today.
Are you okay? I meant recently.
Okay,
I've like
so-
cut down on my music. Like,
I'll give you an
Fair enough,
example
fair
of
enough.
what I
That's
mean.
what I meant.
Fair enough.
Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. I'll give you an example. Okay, if you say to me, "What's
I don't
essential?"
know, it's
I'll give you an
essential.
example. Okay, I'll go into mine. For me,
Yeah.
I need.
Okay, yes. So what's yours?
Don't
Wallet.
give me a limit on it.
Wallet.
Don't give me a
I'm
limit.
giving
I'm
you
gonna go.
5.
Screw 5.
Should we
I'm
guess
gonna
them
go.
first?
The whole thing is called
Can we guess them
essentials.
for you?
Oh, so you want me to actually play
Can
the
we
game?
guess 5 first?
Yeah, and you tell us.
And then you tell us yes.
I think
no.
she wants to guess.
Yeah.
We'll
no,
guess
no, we'll do
together.
that. Go on.
We're gonna guess together.
Uh-huh.
You start.
Phone, mobile phone.
Oh, wait. Firstly, what? Okay, in general, most
general.
essential. Phone, Bing, one.
Phone, wallet.
You're stranded in the island.
Screw the island. In general.
No, in general.
Most things I want.
Wallet,
Yeah,
phone.
yeah. We did wallet, phone, keys, but I mean keys, not so much. I'll give you that one. There's too many. I have
He has
Underwear?
laptop.
underwear.
Laptop.
We're talking nothing else.
Nothing else.
Underwear. Underwear.
No, come on.
I
That's
like-
basic.
if you don't
we
do
cannot
extreme-
count.
I see.
underwear.
So it's an essential.
That's
You
basic.
consider underwear an essential. I don't. I would never put underwear on my list of essentials.
Seriously?
I don't wear underwear. Full stop. So
More breathing room.
yeah, I
Get where
never
he's
wear.
coming from.
I just don't. It's not.
I have Mansi's first one.
Go on.
Mansi's first over an iPad, over a phone, over food is space.
Yes.
Personal space, number one.
Loads
I've
of
got it.
personal space.
Which,
So she's fine on the island.
yeah,
She
private
doesn't-
island, you're fine.
So I've got all my
Yeah.
essentials.
Actually,
there.
you're good. You don't need
Ooh.
any.
That's why I said I need music.
You know what? You know what a
'cause
rare.
that would be
okay,
really good for me.
Mansi, you know what a
Like,
rare
online.
case you are. We're basically saying there's a genie 3 wishes, and you're like, I don't want your wishes. Fuck your wishes.
You're
Keep
too
'em.
close.
Yeah, you're too close. Please get away. Take your fucking bottle with you.
No, I'm not that bad.
Take your can
It's
with
funny,
you unless there's hot water in it.
I'm fixated on the essentials for both of you, but
What about him? What else? So we guessed 2, right? 3 remaining.
The rest are like could go any direction. If you were close to hitting the if you were close to
Laptop?
hitting the bullseye, I would say yes. If you said chocolate ice cream, then you would be. I go on. There's a lot for those. Issa. Yours is, I think Issa's is the most tricky.
it's easy.
I could've-
easy. Kindle, rechargeable solar pack thing.
Phone.
No, one of those straws that can convert dirty water to clean water.
Oh, he's being super practical now.
Yeah.
Go on then.
Screw you. You're not on the island. Only I am. It's my space. Get out.
I'm in another island.
Oh. Okay.
I think like a nice multi-tool kit.
Okay, I'm going off this now. I have a question. Those straws, are they for real?
Yeah, I think they're for, but I think they have a filter, a limited filter, so you could like do 1,000 sips and then it's useless.
Nah, really?
Yeah.
Have you seen the Mansi?
How does it work?
So
what is it?
if there's like a dirty
Pond.
lake
Yeah.
or pond, I've seen them on Instagram. I don't know where Issa's seen them, but you get a straw.
Okay.
You basically drink from the lake and it
fetish
purifies
websites.
it straight away.
I saw them on a fetish website.
What were they doing in the water?
No, like in
How-
general, you
how
can't.
it works.
What were they using it for? To filter what?
No, like for drinking water in countries where it's hard to get water from.
Yes, hard to
Normally
get.
the lakes, you can't just drink from them.
They're contaminated.
Of
So they
course
drink
they
from
are.
straws.
So
that
what was on
purifies the
this
water.
site?
There wasn't actually a site. He made the site up. Where did you actually see it?
I don't know.
Instagram, probably.
YouTube maybe.
Probably not a real
Oh.
thing then.
Probably not a real thing.
That, but
It's one of those Issa things.
So
Yeah.
people carry this straw with them.
Yeah, I think survival.
I think the idea is
like
like
But when
camping.
have you gone like doing outdoorsy stuff like hiking or
I had to go outdoors. to
crossing
do-
rivers?
He rolled his eyes when you said that.
What do you mean? I rolled my eyes.
You looked away, rolled outdoorsy. Ugh.
Yeah. of
I mean,
course.
the
Was that-
outdoors is nice.
He's been outdoors. In League of Legends, he goes into the bush.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I like the outdoors.
You haven't been outdoors.
Have
Have
you
you
gone
done any-
camping here?
Yeah.
Have you actually?
Yeah.
What's the most outdoorsy thing you've done? Have you been to like a camp or anything or not?
Oh, I've been to a lot of resorts with Gary that are outdoors.
Where he needs his straws to filter out the
No,
contaminated
the kind of
water.
resorts he goes to, he doesn't need a straw. They bring him.
Oh.
They bring him lemon water.
So, but that's the thing. I've been to these really nice places where they try to capture wildlife,
Mm-hmm.
but like as if it's on a silver plate. So
Luxury
in my head,
wildlife.
yeah. So in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, I've been outdoors, but like not rough.
Yeah, it's not roughing it.
But I mean,
That's not.
There's
I
like, but it's
wouldn't-
like kind of like wild. There's like sharks and there's like animals and stuff.
I don't know. It's like the opposite. It's like
He's
watching a
describing
wildlife movie.
Maldives was one, and then we
He's
did,
describing Maldives.
and then there was like a Kenyan safari as well.
Where? When did you go?
Last July.
That looked
It's
cool.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some
looks
Kenyan
cool.
lions.
safari is beautiful.
That looks like the most outdoorsy thing you've done.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
Everyone needs to
in my-
experience
my-
that.
my-
It's
But this
sick.
is just way off. Like if people are listening to this now, just going, "Oh my goodness!" Like
Yeah, can you guys
Yeah.
just shut up?
yeah. Like that's imagine the difference between you going to a luxury wildlife resort and going hunting for your own food. Imagine
Have
you had
you
to
guys
hunt for
gone
your own
hunting
food.
before? Have you
No.
guys shot anything?
No.
I think I've gone hunting, but not shot anything.
You've gone hunting?
So
Yeah, I think when I was
who
a
did
kid.
you go with? Was this like
This is one of those vague memories where I think
what's that place
may
you're
have.
from again?
Devices.
With D, yeah, that one.
devises Wiltshire
With the
And
gadgets.
with the gadgets. There's a oh dear.
Okay, go on.
It's now a dad joke podcast. There's a lot of hunting around there. I think it's very farmy.
I see.
Hmm.
Foxes.
Foxes is
Pheasants.
There's a specific place in England that you can go and hunt pheasants, I guess.
Pheasants.
I haven't done that.
That's so
It's
fancy.
a bit high society.
I know.
I've never done that.
What do you guys think?
I'm not-
What do you guys think of hunting now? Not the history, not like the legacy, not the
Right
tradition.
now, if we should or not. I mean, it's.
I didn't say if we should or not. What do you think of it?
I'm not against. Oh, firstly, we should probably point out.
What?
Wait, maybe she.
You're like not vegan.
I'm not vegan. No.
What? No, not
no.
vegan. What is it?
Ovo-vegetarian.
What's it called?
Ovo-lactitarian.
Ovo-lacto what?
Ovo-lactovarian.
Is that what it's called?
He's just making stuff.
You know,
It's
no.
actually a lacto-ovo-vegetarian. No.
There you go.
Is that
no,
what it is?
No, I'm just
What is it?
She's a
vegetarian.
soy
Vegetarian.
I'm just vegetarian.
Just vegetarian.
Let eggs.
Yeah, I eat
Eggs is
eggs.
vegetarian.
I eat
No,
dairy.
eggs is
I
not
mean, I
vegetarian.
have dairy.
Yeah, it
So
is.
she's lacto-vegetarian.
I'm lacto-ovo.
She's
whatever.
lacto-ovo-vegetarian. Sounds right.
We just made
Yeah.
that up.
It's
We're
a
just
thing.
confusing
I
you.
thought vegetarian is just
I thought
no
veg-
animals,
Yeah.
but
Mm.
eggs fine.
I don't know.
No,
I
Eggs and
just
milk?
started a few years ago.
Dairy side.
No, because that's interesting. What's the difference? Vegan means no animal.
Vegan is more
A lifestyle.
that's
No,
exactly-
is it?
Yes,
Because
it's a
about,
lifestyle.
like,
Not so
because
much diet.
yeah, it's not just about the diet. It's
Can't
an
wear
entire
leather.
lifestyle. So when you see people just avoiding dairy, that's not being vegan.
It's vegan minus dairy.
Huh?
I mean, it's vegetarian minus dairy, basically. That's like people pretending to be vegan. Vegan
Yeah.
should be
Yeah.
no leather, no leather products,
It's a
no this.
it's a full-on lifestyle. I would say.
Yeah,
If you meet a real vegan,
it's a lot.
Like,
If you meet a real one,
like yeah,
in its
I've met
natural
a few,
habitat.
and they're intense.
Really.
Yeah.
Okay, by real vegan you mean real, like they don't use leather stuff.
They make
They're-
their own toothpaste.
Like if they see plastic around, they go and hide it,
really.
Hide the plastic.
and then
Why hide
And
it?
I heard
They'll
something
use it at some
really
point, but just hiding
interesting.
it's fine.
and this
Let's not vegan bash, guys. Come on.
Sorry, go on, Mansi.
yeah,
Well, you said you had something interesting to say.
no, it's fine.
Go
Wait.
on.
I
What
don't
is
know.
it?
Am I allowed to say it on here?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, it's
I,
fine.
I didn't hear.
She said she had something interesting.
No, but
to
it was
say,
just like I
vegan
didn't know
related.
about it, but then someone came to me, I'm sure it's out there. I just never knew about it or like never bothered looking it up. But then, so she came to me one day and she was like, "Oh my God, like, you know, this is what I use. I order these online and these are really good for when you're on your period." And I'm like, "Okay, like what is it?" And then she was just telling me it's like
It's a
some
leaf.
moon guard thing or something. I don't know what it's called. So it's basically reusable. So instead of using like pads or tampons or something, this is what she uses.
Was it a cup?
I don't know.
I guess. I
Moon
imagine.
cup.
Oh, it's okay.
It's
She was vegan.
something.
That girl.
Why not?
Yeah.
You just wash
Yeah.
out. It's just blood,
Yeah,
isn't
Maybe.
it? I mean, honestly.
maybe. I don't know. I was
I mean-
like,
I mean, you-
what?
I think I have an opinion on this. I should.
I was
but
also
I do.
like,
it's probably friendly for the environment.
It probably is, but
Yes.
is that a thing you want to cut out on? I mean, I guess she's done everything else, and that's like probably one of the last ones. But it's not like
no,
okay,
no, I think she's like, yeah.
it's not
Or
like
maybe
oh,
she's,
this
it's
is
just her choice.
this is the first thing. Like, there's a lot of things you can cut out on plastic before going to that extreme, right? Like, you'd be like, I'm gonna use one bin liner
No, but
first. You start off with that, and then you see where it
and then
ends up.
You keep going.
Yeah, and then you end up
No,
with
but-
like, hey, Mansi, I got this great thing. Try it. It's a moon cup.
Maybe it is. I don't know what it's called. I should ask her. Should we message her now? No, probably not. We're not.
I've heard enough of it.
we should change the
but I
topic.
mean, okay, so like remember we were talking about taboo subjects, right? I don't think menstruation should be taboo. I
Yeah.
think it.
I think it is
I
less
am-
so.
No,
It's not
but,
that much.
or taboo, or to be made fun of. Or I'm not saying make it serious or anything, but like, can I get real with you for a second? Like,
Oh.
can I like push your button a bit? Maybe. I
Me?
don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So like you mentioned the moon cup thing, you made a light joke about it, no big deal. But then the next thing you did, the first like comparison you got was a bin liner.
Yeah.
You
No.
know? And
You misunderstood.
No, okay, go on.
I meant instead of throwing away a bunch of small plastic bags to throw your rubbish into, then throw your rubbish away in one big bag instead of lot of little
recycle
ones.
it.
Yeah, and like go through like that's the first thing to cut out on wasted
Before you
things.
reach, you end up
I
reaching
understand.
to. Yeah, that's what you meant.
I jumped to the conclusion. I was like, oh, the first thing he does after, like, laughing awkwardly at the menstruation stuff is think of a bin joke, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, that's horrible.
No,
I don't think he
I
didn't
was
mean it that
dying.
way,
I was
no.
dying. I was like, what? No, how?
Issa does this frequently though. It's like
I panic
No,
because
no.
I'm like, no, it's not that. Listen, it wasn't you. It was just more like I was like, how can people have such attitudes? But you don't, so it's fine.
yeah. No, I was thinking. So in my mind,
Do you think? Okay, sorry to interrupt.
go on.
But do you think like that kind of reaction, the one that I just had, and that like I was comfortable to talk to you about it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But like for some people, they have these kind of misunderstandings and they keep it in their heads,
Yeah,
and suddenly they've judged the person
Yeah.
forever or judged the
Yeah.
whole like misunderstood thing.
and that's crazy.
Because
It probably happens a lot because it's just got to the point there where you're like,
I wasn't sure even if I could ask
you're one of the people that we're most comfortable with out of anyone, and even you're like, I don't know if I should say this, and then you say it.
Yeah.
Imagine all the people before that.
We
where it's
didn't even
like,
get to that. Yeah. We didn't
Yeah,
get to
you're
that
like,
point.
I'm not even gonna bother bringing up maybe saying it.
But that said, is there like, was I obviously misunderstanding you is one thing, but being outraged or being so heated up for a topic like that, do you think there's any cause for that? Like
Maybe. Yeah.
you think so?
Kinda.
Maybe because like even me, like now I'm like, okay, I made a mistake, fine. But I'm thinking like,
No, but
if I was in your seat, I might have been like,
it's uncalled for.
yeah,
No,
or like, what
I
does
think,
it matter to you?
no, it's like, no, of course. You're like those. You said a douchey comment. What did you mean by that? Basically, at the end of the day.
I'm glad you see it that way then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, the thing I was going to say before was.
But do you usually like bring it up if someone passes a douchey comment, or do you just sit there
Only
still and judge
it's-
them? And
It's rough, but only when I'm comfortable.
I'm not very confrontational. So
you're not. You
no.
just sit them and judge
I'm like,
them.
cool, okay,
you're-
bye.
You sit quietly.
I-
And you're
I-
like, oh my god.
I
you're
bring
an
it up
idiot.
if it's someone I'm
Ollie's
comfortable
probably
with.
like, you're an idiot.
Yeah, I'm like, we're not going to talk again after this. I'm not getting your number. This is the last time we're
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah, literally.
You're
I
a freak.
yeah.
Nice
I'm
to meet
outta
you, Jeff,
here.
but we're not hanging out again.
That's the thought, but actually, what you do in real life is you smile.
Oh yeah, no,
Just smile.
Yeah. That's the thought. In real life, I like back into a
Yeah.
seat.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'll get comfortable. It's gonna be a long night.
How about you?
Yeah. I think depends again. Like if I'm comfortable, I'll say something.
Yeah.
Or I'll just do what he does. Just
Yeah.
be like, yeah, I don't
So it
think I have
depends- it really
energy
depends
to
on the
like
person,
debate.
yeah.
But then sometimes I do go all out
Yeah.
and I argue.
Oh, you're gonna hear this now. I have a fine line though. Like when I get over a certain amount of comfortable, I'm like, oh, okay. Like we know each other well enough. I'm gonna call you out on it.
Are there causes or topics that if you overheard, you might really jump to the battle?
I have one. I have one across the board, which I'm like, this sounds
overpopulation.
Overpopulation. This no, I'm joking. No, I'm kidding. No, this is a weird one as well. If I'm going out somewhere, something I really don't like is when there's like guys who've been drinking a load. Oh no, there's a girl that's been drinking a lot, and there's like a guy or a group of guys that
Wolf.
like
Like
really go
wolves,
after
yeah.
a girl who's been drinking too much and stuff. I've seen it a few times. That for me is one that like anytime there's like somebody who's been drinking too much
You get it.
and people try to take advantage. Yeah, I always try to intervene.
That's so cool.
You do.
Yeah.
Where have you seen this?
A lot in
Here.
Dubai.
In
A
Dubai,
lot.
it's like,
Yeah, a lot.
But they're always
A
with
lot.
someone. They're not alone.
No,
Not
not
always.
all
These
necessarily.
girls are not
No.
always
I remember
alone.
so many times. And what situation are this girl or guy or whatever's friends leaving them like, oh, she's drunk enough, she can fend for herself now.
Yeah.
Good luck.
But they're usually with someone.
You would hope. A lot of the time they're not.
But
Yeah.
And that's like
I think. Yeah.
it sounds bad. It sounds really, really bad.
and it
But
is bad.
That it is bad, but that's a dangerous situation because
It is.
I've seen a really bad one once in person.
really.
Yeah, she got bottled in front of me.
Why?
Like right in
What?
front of my eyes.
Why did-
Seriously?
what-
So I think there was the 2 girls, and there was a bunch of guys, like maybe 3 guys, and then they were obviously like having a chat or like teasing them or something, and they were not giving them attention. This guy got angry or whatever. Maybe she hurt his ego. I don't know. And he literally, she's standing in the corner, and he stood there, and he just like, he threw the bottle. It broke on her forehead in front of her head. And then the minute that broke, there's blood.
No
and
way.
her girlfriends, like, they jumped on the guy and the friends, and then the bouncers, and there was people, and everyone was like moving the space, and everyone was getting pushed, and I was like, what the hell is going on? And by the time I got down, the ambulance was already there.
Good.
Like, it was, and this is in Dubai,
You know the thing, like the worst thing,
like in
is,
front of me, and you could hear it, like it was like and like full blood, because if it hit her eye,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
right above, like just above her eye.
It's
It's
like
really
you-
scary.
it's- yeah, for sure.
Drunk people are weird.
I don't know if it's drunk. Like it's okay. Even if it is with alcohol that does that. Like what? There's people that we're like around that do those things. Like they can pass through their head. Oh, I'm gonna smash a bottle on this.
I
girl's
think
head."
I think everyone can be pushed. I'm not saying the guy's excusable, obviously not, but who knows?
How much?
Yeah.
Like what? You just at a
It's not
random
it's,
place.
It's not her fault. Obviously, it's not her fault.
Mm-hmm.
Like no one deserves to be bottled.
obviously at no point.
At no point whatsoever does a bottle need to break on your face.
No.
No.
But
And yeah.
luckily in a country like this, that guy is probably serving time or paid a hefty fine or
Something.
Yeah, maybe a fine or
But, yeah.
something. I don't know.
It's crazy. I mean, any country, like what country, like she would press charges easily. In other
but I mean, in
countries.
this country, you don't even pressing charges is one thing, but here they straight away penalize, which is good.
Mm.
Disciplinary action straight away.
Mm.
Some countries, they'll ask if you want to press charges. I might not want to, but are you not going to do anything about a guy who threw a ball at someone's head?
I mean,
Wait,
yeah.
but
With such a-
in
anyway.
America, the state does charge, right? Sometimes, like bodily harm and stuff. The state does it on the behalf of.
I don't think so.
No.
No.
I think it's like if
But
somebody
also,
pressed
if something is, I don't know.
So if someone breaks and enters, and I don't mind, the state's not going to do anything about it. Really?
Yeah,
That's
apparently.
insane.
That's the thing. Do you want to press charges? No, I
Oh
don't.
my god, that's insane.
Yeah.
Because like, okay, I don't want to, but like,
I mean, unless it's
because I don't want to feel responsible for ruining someone else's life. But like,
What? So
Yeah.
if they broke into your house, you're okay with it?
No,
You're
I'm
not
not.
going to press charges.
I'm not okay with it. I don't know.
you don't want to be you don't want to play God. You don't want to be the one that's like, yeah, press
You're in
charges, get
jail
him.
now. You have to pay now.
Yeah.
Now because of
Get him.
because you did something wrong. Sure.
Okay, so it's fine. You let them go, then they go to someone else's house and
But
does
that's
the same
but
thing.
that's
and
my
then
point.
someone
That's
else's.
my point exactly is that like why isn't the state intervening at that point? Why isn't there laws to have rehabilitation or whatever's needed? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I mean there is for the most part. I think it's over. If it's over a certain crime,
But
then
it
they're
is-
like, okay, yeah, like if it's what's it called?
Manslaughter and stuff.
Manslaughter is when you actually kill somebody, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is really Mansi's area expertise.
No.
We're really jumping
No,
into
it's
field
not.
here.
Who's your favorite serial killer
Um,
and why? I'm actually curious.
Okay. Why no? Okay.
I was serious as well. And that no was
I
an
don't
emphatic no.
No.
What's
Fair
the
enough.
most? Okay, what's the most
Who's your
interesting?
favorite
no,
Teletubby?
what's the most
I
interesting?
don't like Teletubbies.
What's the most interesting serial killer that you've heard of? The most interesting story, the weirdest,
I
the
don't
quirkiest,
know.
or whatever.
But there's so many.
The Manson one was weird.
The which one? The Manson one.
Yeah.
Charles Manson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
It's a little
that for me
weird.
that
It was
one.
a little weird. No, it's pretty generic.
No, I'm saying it was
Actually.
really.
It was okay. It's classic. Like he's a cult leader. Like that's.
It's
He
generic
just-
for
he
cult-
just
played,
yeah,
like,
it's
you know, he
generic
played
for
his
cult
part.
leaders.
You're getting
leaders.
weird wrong. He was pretty run of the mill.
Yeah, for cult leaders, that's the norm. No, but actually, that
seals the
and
deal.
who's the guy that
I don't know anything about serial killers.
Really?
Honestly. Oh,
I
naive.
You're 0. I'm 10%. Mansi's like 95% knowledge of
I'm
all
not.
serial killers ever.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how
Well versed.
how well versed on psychopathy? How could you say that word? On psychopaths are you?
I don't know.
Like
a little bit.
history knowledge
Like a
are
little
pretty. Like you know, pretty much every serial killer that's been around for the past 1,000
30,000
years.
No, not all.
Yeah, 460
I know a couple,
billion
yeah.
years.
Yeah, I find them interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is interesting though. Like especially, it's a new thing now. Like a lot more recently, it's a lot more like commercial.
Now
though.
it's just so commercial.
Very
It's like a
commercial.
trend.
No, every other
And now
other
there's that
Netflix
film is
stuff
out,
mentioned.
right?
Yeah.
The Ted
Which one?
Bundy film with
Yeah,
Zac
it was
Efron.
interesting. Apparently not so historically.
Extremely wicked,
Yeah.
evil.
Yeah,
Something.
extremely evil. I think something
Yeah.
like that.
I heard
It
it's
was
not doing
interesting,
that
though.
well.
I thought it was pretty good.
You
You've
watched
seen
it?
it?
The funny thing is,
You
I
watched
watched.
it without me?
Yeah, I watched the
No, it's
first 20 minutes, and I didn't know that it was about Ted Bundy.
Oh,
This is an
gosh.
interesting story, and then I was like, oh, okay.
What
kinda-
did you think you were going
I just
for?
thought it was a movie.
It's
thought-
Disney film.
Yeah, I just thought it was a normal
I mean,
film.
it is
But
Zac Efron.
I'll tell you,
Zac Efron, exactly.
he's really good looking.
He's her favorite serial killer.
Ted
No,
Bundy
he's
or
not.
Zac Efron?
Oh, you-
No, Ted Bundy's not my favorite.
Who is?
I like Ed Gein.
What did he do? Do you know anything about him, Issa?
No, I literally.
This is the what?
I don't know. I don't know about Ed
haven't
Gein. You don't
actually
know.
How do you spell his last
Nothing.
name?
Gein, I think.
Ed Gein,
I'm
okay.
really bad with
What did he
spellings.
do?
I mean, I
We're
can't
taking a
remember
dark
now.
turn.
Like, I need to like look into him again. It's been a while.
The weird thing is, there's different.
He
Go on.
like, like I know he definitely killed a few people,
Obviously,
like a few
that's,
girls, and then he like skinned them
that's
and then
that's the
chopped
kicker, though.
their like body parts. And then I think they found like some of the parts in the frying pan and then all around the house. So the furniture was like parts of the skin
No,
of his victims. Yeah.
that's crazy.
And he had was it his mom? I don't know
Issa
if it was
does not look
mom or
impressed.
like someone else, but he basically had the female bodysuit that he made that
No
he stitched up.
way.
That
Yeah.
doesn't sound real.
And that's
doesn't
where
sound real.
that's how like how do you think like Silence of the Lambs and all these films came up? They're all
They get
inspired
the-
by him.
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw
What was his name?
Massacre.
Ed Gein.
Ed
Oh,
Gein.
Ed Gein.
Edward Gein.
so distressing.
It is. It really
So
is.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because you know how he dresses up like the mom in the film. You guys seen it?
Yeah.
I've
You've
think-
seen it,
yeah,
I've
yeah.
never
like
seen it.
the old one. I think it's like 75 or 72, and then what's the other one? Silence of the Lambs, and one more.
Do you know what else
I
he
think
did?
it's Psycho.
It's all based on him.
I just looked into it.
He was also a lot into like Nazi literature. and stuff.
He also dug up graves.
Oh yeah, that's yes, he dug up cadavers. Like now I know.
That's insane. The weird thing is, Issa doesn't look good. He looks a bit pale.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. I'm just.
Maybe we can talk about someone later.
No,
Let's-
no,
I want to
no,
explore
it's
this a little
fine.
bit. The weird thing
No,
is,
I'm fine.
the weird thing is, Mansi, correct me if I'm wrong. There's different categories, right? You would say, like different
It's
people.
like a spectrum, I guess.
Yeah,
They're
but
like
there's-
fall under. Yeah.
There's people do their own like weird thing. They have their weird niche thing, and there's like a few categories of different people that like their own weird thing, right? Like there's some people like, okay, I dig up graves.
Oh, you
and
mean
that's
like
my
in
thing.
serial killers?
Yeah. Like
A lot of them actually do a lot of similar stuff.
yeah, that's what I
Like
mean.
they
yeah.
overlap. Yeah.
Mm.
So
But they
it's
have-
not. It's what makes them. It's not weird. It's just what makes them a little bit different is their upbringing. There's gonna be something that they've picked up from like a memory or something that they're like using as a trait when they're
And
doing
that-
these killings.
And
and
so what?
stuff.
Is it a signature thing? Is it a flair
Of course,
thing?
it's if they're serial killers, it's a signature, it's a trademark. But then it could also be like developing, like you'll see it, like
They're
it's
refining their art.
They're either refining or it's going worse because they're losing it.
Really?
It could go either, yeah. It
So
could
some
go
of
either way.
them,
It's not always like,
they
ooh,
don't- so-
yeah, let's
so
do,
the
let's
first
be perfect.
murder-
They're not like Dexter or something.
The first murder didn't happen because they've already lost it. The first murder just is the first murder. Or some plan in
it
advance?
could be planned.
Premeditated.
It could be premeditated, or it could be
Passionate gone wrong and then try to hide it up and then they say, oh, I like this. Or is that just in the movies?
No, that's also possible. Yeah, but then it could also be like an outburst, like they just lose it one day, or they're used to doing certain things and then one day they just push it a little bit further.
But I think the
depends.
case that you were talking about, Issa, where it's like
What case?
one day just going too far, then carrying on and being a serial killer, I think is very, very rare. It's like they have this thing that they want to do, and then they do the first one, and then they're like, they have like that's what they want to do, right?
They all get caught.
No, not all. No.
There's a lot that the
There's
weird
a
thing.
lot that
There's a
have
lot of
not been
unsolved
caught.
murders.
A lot.
So many unsolved
No, but there's a lot
crimes.
of serial killers that have committed a bunch of murders and never
and then
caught
there's
them.
and then there's the
And
one-offs.
they know them.
There's the one-offs who are not serial killers, but then they are killing. Whatever.
The weird, like those ones are, like that could be the case of what you said, like people just getting ahead of them, not getting ahead of themselves. Like, I'm a little bit out of my
calm
depth
down,
here.
Johnny. You're getting
Yeah.
ahead of yourself.
People getting ahead of themselves. They just get ahead of themselves a bit too much. That's different than serial killers.
But I think with most serial killers, they are testing the waters. It's always a test. Like they know what they want. And then they're going to keep trying and they push it more and more and more until they get that satisfaction. And then once they get that, it's like, okay,
Addiction.
I didn't get caught. I'm going to do it again and again. And like,
But they enjoy it in a way.
of course they
Yeah,
enjoy
obviously.
it.
But like, that's why the first one happens, I guess. They're like,
They enjoy it. But some of them are also like, it's a very like, they enjoy it, but then some of them are very like emotionally like distressed as
Yeah.
well. Like they do it, but and then they don't know why they're doing it, or they're like,
Yeah.
But then that could be.
I can't put my head into it.
Of course
that-
not.
I'm not.
How would you? It's like, it's a different type of person. Completely. Like, that you want to go and do that constantly.
Because
that's your thing.
Because
Then
the
there's
people
also
they kill,
couple serial killers. There's couples who do it together,
What?
and then
Really? I've never heard of this.
of course.
Two couples, like, we're going to be serial killers together.
No, like they don't plan it. It's usually they are I don't know, they're partners, or it's either the guy or the girl who has this like,
Urge.
need or urge
Yeah.
that they are going to do this or they want to do it. And then their partner who's like blindly in love with them will do whatever it takes. Which one was it? I can't remember which serial killer it
Canadians.
was. This one guy. Whoever, this one guy, Canadians. Wow.
Oh, damn Canadians. Typical.
That's not what I meant.
Typical. Going along with anything, the damn Canadians.
Never mind.
Go on. What were you going?
No, nothing. Sorry.
Canadians, they'll go along with anything, won't they? Oh, man. It's...
There was this one story. I don't know which one. I can't remember the name. I'm so bad
That's
with
okay.
names. I probably
Yeah, me
need to
too.
look him up. I think he was the Casablanca killer. I don't know, but he was like really charming and good looking or whatever. And then he had so I think he had, obviously he wanted to like rape and kill like younger girls.
Did you say
or
obviously?
girls.
Like, obviously.
Obviously.
That's why he
And
wanted to do
then,
in Casablanca.
I'm not sure. I need to look him up. I could have made this up.
No, go on. It's fine. Issa does that all the time.
Yeah, always.
This is the what we don't
You're
know.
doing
We're
well.
not
You're doing
checking
well.
Yeah.
facts.
Yeah,
You're
it's
doing
fine.
well. You're doing well.
So he basically, whoever this girl is, he starts dating her. He starts seeing her, whatever, and then she is like blindly in love with her, with him. And then he convinces her one day that, okay, like, I want to rape your sister. I'm into her or something. And then she's like, okay, like, she's okay with it. So they even plan the whole thing out. Like, they're going to, like, put the chloroform on her and she's going to, like, be
Together.
unconscious. Yes, together. And they're going to, they're just going to go in. He's going to do his thing. And then she's not going to remember anything or whatever. I don't remember the details, how they exactly did this. And they try this and it goes bad because she dies. And then
From the
it's about,
chloroform.
I don't know what they used
Somewhere along
actually.
Or like something
it
went
could,
wrong.
It could have been something more strong actually. And then she dies, and then it's like, okay, now what do we do? Now what? Like, all this stuff is weird. And then there's this other couple. I think it was this one's famous. The Moors murders.
I haven't heard
The
of it.
Moors murders. The ones,
Moors
the couple,
murders,
the couple that killed children, and then they would bury them in the moors.
Really?
Yeah, and then so, again, it was the same story where it was the guy who was like super into it, but then he convinced his girlfriend at the time, or wife, I'm not sure, and then they would do these things together, and she was the one luring these kids into the
That's
van.
insane. And
It's
it was his
always
thing,
because
or what?
they would trust, because the kids would trust her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's
That's
the one
insane.
pulling them inside.
Okay, I've got a couple of questions
So-
for you.
This is freaky.
You
Are
say
you
that.
okay?
I'm okay.
He's just a bit
Lisa?
traumatized.
You look red.
I'm okay.
It's a lot, right?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Oh.
Okay. I have a couple of questions. One, do you look into at all what part of the brain or what's happened to make people think like that? Is there like a theory at the moment which is like, this is the reason why people are like that? They're psychopaths.
Psychopaths.
That's the term.
Psychopaths. Yeah.
Or it's different type of people, all of them.
Psychopaths
No,
for sure.
psychopaths.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
as a baseline for sure.
Yeah,
it's
But
for
what's
sure.
so what's
Psychopaths.
what's the thing that goes wrong? Because
taking life isn't seen as something.
but okay,
They don't
that's one
feel
thing,
like you
right?
can do tests on them or whatever, and like certain things that you would react to, or any normal person would,
They have no
peek at
feeling
when
for
you're
it.
seeing something super graphic. They would have like no reaction.
But
But
what
then
it
I
is-
think it is something in the brain. I don't know what part.
So
exactly,
I had this theory about, and this is not actually backed by anything that I've ever learned or studied.
it's an ESA fact.
It's not even a fact. It's an ESA
ESA theory,
ESA
even-
theory. One of my
Even more wild.
few insights. Basically, the kind of psychology that I subscribe to or I'm interested in is a part of depth psychology, which is Carl Jung's, and he believes that there are unconscious patterns that dictate our life, right? And the whole project for anyone to mature emotionally or mentally or cognitively or whatever or psychologically, is to find the correct patterns and rectify old unuseful patterns. And I was in the gym one day and I was listening to a lecture. They're just talking about some more psychology stuff, and something clicked, and I was like, maybe that's what psychopaths are. Maybe the patterns they inherited in their DNA of what it means to be human, the patterns themselves are defective genetically. There's like, it's not about being medicated to get rid of the psychopathy so they're more empathetic.
They just
It's
don't have
literally
it.
the pattern
It
itself.
doesn't
yeah,
exist.
sometimes.
There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way for them to get back to normal, because there's the actual
It's not-
baseline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
genetics
Yeah.
Is
does play a
ruined.
part.
I mean, yeah.
So
I
then
mean,
there's
it
no
could,
hope.
It could also
But it's
happen.
usually a lot.
in the brain.
It is something in the brain.
You know what I think?
They
I mean,
have a defect,
The
or
thing is,
also it's mostly their
from birth.
upbringing.
Yes, from upbringing.
It's
a lot of
it's
the time.
such a big deal. A lot of them, you hear
know-
their stories, their childhood.
Oh, it's insane.
Their childhood stories are the worst.
But this,
And you could see like why, like it's either going the right way or the wrong way, and they have literally chosen the wrong way. Or a lot of them are schizophrenic. A lot of them.
I mean,
find
it could, for the amount that there are, it could be such a, like everything has to line up. Like they have to have that kind of defect, as well as imagine having somebody sensitive to that kind of thing anyway, regardless of if it's like DNA deeply rooted or mentally from birth. Then you have an upbringing of like, I mean, the common upbringings for serial killers are a lot of the time parents who are like just really, really, really extremely abusive, right? There's not a specific
No,
trigger. It's
not
like
always.
just really, really no.
No, not all are abusive.
But there's some kind of really traumatic experience.
Some, yeah, most
Some.
of the times. A lot of them also
Most.
come from a very religious sort of upbringing.
Really?
Yeah. I think Ted Bundy was. I think. I'm not sure. You
He
watched
was-
the
he-
film. You
yeah.
can tell
I
us.
have no idea.
Were you paying attention?
I didn't know it was even Ted Bundy for half of it.
Well done.
He was he was a weird case as well. Like, but yeah, I don't know. For some people, it's just ingrained. You know, like at some point, somewhere along the line, whether it's from an upbringing or from birth, it's got ingrained to them somehow. And yeah, you just once it's that deeply rooted, like the weird thing is there's like even the ones you hear about going to jail, somehow Ted Bundy's story was insane actually. Like he went to jail.
How he escaped twice.
Yeah, twice, and he's out.
How
Yeah, but
did-
that was
how-
a joke.
How did he escape twice?
He escaped literally.
He's
right?
a snake charmer. Like he is so charming. Like because he was so like he wasn't the obvious serial killer. He was like in a suit and like he's like talking smart and big and like he was like
He was a lawyer.
You know,
Or he's
yeah.
he was studying to be a
yeah,
lawyer.
he's like well versed. So when he was amongst everyone, he's amongst cops and everything. They didn't even see the need to handcuff him. But he's a serial killer. Like he's killed people, but they didn't handcuff him. So he's just hanging around there with them, like in the open. And then
Well-
he escaped.
The insane thing is, like he escaped multiple times,
That's crazy.
and this is how deeply rooted it is. They escape, and then they go and commit the same crime again that they know that they're gonna. They got arrested for 2 times. Somehow, somehow, he got out twice, escaped twice, and then he goes and kills people again. Like that's how.
Arrogant.
Yeah, but
not
that's
even-
also it's his last thrill, and he's asking for attention at that point. He knows the eyes are on him. He
How-
wants
but
that.
You can see in the photos taken of him, he's got a cheeky smile.
But how?
You know?
Like you're gonna go back to jail for it. Like that's how.
Yeah,
much
but
they
he
wanna
was
do it.
doing it for the attention.
But to go back to jail, there's nothing. There's
He's
nothing I want
going
to do. enough.
regardless. He's going regardless. He was doing that to get attention
There was one. There
for
was
the
some,
last thrill.
But there was some. He escaped in Florida, one of the jails, and then went to a university, like just as he escaped jail.
and then he
And he escaped from somewhere and then went to. Sorry, he escaped from somewhere and then went to Florida, and went to a university and
dorms.
committed dorms and then
Yeah.
committed the same crime, like killed 2 girls or killed.
But
no,
also-
tried to kill a girl and then that's how he got caught because they like called the police straight away and hunted him down. But there's no. It's not like okay, you're gonna start doing that and like okay, I've done a couple. I've had enough.
Yeah, but also at that point, he's probably very, very cocky at that point. Like he thinks like he got away with it. He went to jail. He escaped. Okay, he's free. Let me do it again. Like
Yeah, you're invincible at that point. You'll feel like
You would feel invincible at
Yeah.
that point. You would
he's
feel
just
like
playing with them.
exactly.
He's literally
This
playing a
video
game.
game is. This is an easy game.
Do you think?
I don't know.
Do you think? You know, when we were growing up, and there was like GTA is going to do this is going to do that, this is going to do this. Do you think any of those
No.
things have an effect or no?
No, I think if anything, they do the opposite effect, because rarely do you, like for example, how do you explain it? It's not like you eat a shit hot dog and suddenly you're like, I want to find the best hot dog to satisfy my craving of this shit hot. This hot dog's not enough. I gotta find the best hot dog. I gotta have a really good hot dog. You know, like for example, you play a shooting game. You don't say, "This is nice. I like this. I want to do it
Go
for
and do it."
real." You know, there's a big jump from saying one is not like the other. It's
Yeah.
a simulation, you know. And I
Yeah.
feel, if anything, the fact that you can have such graphic wish fulfillment at a young age, like you have now,
Yeah.
actually normalizes you. It does the opposite.
Yeah, because these you didn't have that back then.
Yeah.
Not to this extent.
No.
Not to
They
the
had
graphics.
animals. Their graphics was going in the yard
Actually
and
doing
killing
it.
actual animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CCs. That's
different.
interesting.
And
They didn't have
Yeah.
And
that
seeing
kind of
the life come out of the animal's eyes must give them such like, I did this. Now they're not moving,
yeah,
you know, and that must be weird.
for sure.
What do you guys think about those games? Was it a game? The blue whale?
Wasn't it a hoax?
Oh,
It's not a hoax.
No, I saw it.
And then the
There's,
most recent one. What was
tell
the
me about it.
newer one? Sorry, the I sent it to you. I spammed
Yeah,
you with
I
this, didn't
remember.
I?
Wasn't it a hoax?
Japanese
No, after the blue whale, there was a new one, and they were
Milu or
attacking
something.
Momo.
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 That
and
was
they
also
were,
a hoax.
What do you mean it was a
It
hoax?
wasn't
What
a
do you mean by
hoax.
You
hoax?
guys, fact check. These are both hoax.
What do you mean hoax?
Like
They
as in,
weren't
as in like
hoax.
as in someone
Hoax.
made a story that's viral, like, and then people like will share it because they're like, oh my god, what is this game? I can't believe they're doing this to our kids, and it's actually just like not a real thing.
It's a real thing. There were kids committed suicide in like Philippines and India and
I mean,
all
it could have been
around.
a story. He may be right, but I'm not sure.
I
I don't know about it enough.
Did
But-
you watch the videos of the Peppa Pig and like apparently this girl like
Did
put
you
her
watch it?
house on fire because someone told her like or whatever the game told like this
The
TV
Momo
show
thing.
told her that oh when your parents are asleep you need to call the fire fairy and for that you need to go to your kitchen turn the gas on and you know
And they
like,
actually,
burn the
well,
house
they
down.
supposedly did it. Issa, you fact checking?
supposedly
Yeah, I am. I'm checking. Apparently, it first came to popular consciousness in 2016 because it was linked to 130 deaths of Russians in of teenagers in Russia. But there's no link so far.
What was that?
actually?
The same one?
Yeah,
Momo?
the blue whale hoax.
Oh, I haven't heard of the blue whale one at
What's
all.
the Momo
So the Momo one is the Japanese face of a girl, and there's
Yes,
that
that one.
it's an artist sculpture, and someone took a photo, and they're like saying, "If you look at Momo, things will happen." That one
It's
is 100% a hoax.
Are you sure?
Sure, but what happened with
Yeah,
the
but
blue
why-
whale thing is that apparently, although blue whale may have initially been a hoax or fake news, it is now becoming problematic because the story of it has taken a life of its own.
Yeah.
And so people are like, maybe one idiot kid in a small town made a funny video, and other kids are taking up on it. So what was originally a hoax,
Turns out to be real.
yeah,
You know, the scary
So
thing
what
as
about
well,
these videos that were like sent out to like that are there on YouTube and everywhere now?
yeah, you've
Have you
watched,
guys seen
you've
those
watched some?
cartoons?
Okay,
yeah.
but I have a few questions.
I'm gonna
Issa.
show you one. Let me try to look up.
Isa, I have a few questions.
Go on. I'm just reading about this. It's crazy.
Firstly, it would need to be a
I have a
page.
question.
It would need to be something that makes them, right?
Sorry.
Yeah, and
Oh.
also who's making like
Who's making the videos?
who's
putting on
making
that
this
show?
and who's enjoying this, like watching kids do this stuff to themselves
It's
or
not
their
that-
parents, if it's true,
If it's true.
if
Same kind of people.
if it's good.
No, there's so many sick people.
Yeah.
Sick meaning just deviant. Yeah, there's gonna be someone who enjoys this kind of stuff. At least one. 100%.
Yeah, of course, I'm sure.
But you know what I mean? Like 100%. Like
This is a modern. If it is
Modern,
true,
Oh.
yeah, it's like a modern day serial killer,
Yeah.
literally.
yeah.
Like
where the blame
mass.
can't even touch them almost.
Yeah.
social media serial. I don't know,
Social-
social media
social
killer.
media serial killer. Yeah.
But it is
So surreal.
it is a bit interesting because you can have people who might be interested or fascinated by these kind of things, and they look at it, they do research into it, and does a fascination eventually turn into an obsession? Does an obsession eventually turn into something you want to manifest? I don't know. I'm just like wondering out loud, you
Yeah.
know?
The other thing that's interesting for me, which is really interesting, is that if what you're saying is true and it's a hoax, that gets blown up so fast,
Yeah.
so out of control.
easily.
There's no backtracking on that, right? There's no like, once you're at the point where you're like, okay, this is a true story, then it's true. There's no going back. Like, imagine they're like, oh, we've done a redaction or whatever. Is it redaction, retraction?
Retraction is taking it
Retraction.
back. Redaction is deleting or censoring.
So yeah, if they take it back, retraction.
Retracting. Yeah.
What does it make a difference? One place, and then so how many people have shared it? How many people like believe it to be true?
Yeah. So the video you showed me obviously looks like someone who's trying to be funny and like try to make a creepy video, but
there's loads like this.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not just
It's
one. And then there's these articles as well.
They're-
I'll show you. Maybe they are fake. I don't know.
yeah.
You know, no, that's my point. Like what?
But like all of them are fake. Everyone is
Yeah.
just making.
But you know what I
up
mean?
a
Some
different
might
story.
some crazy guy might actually be like, I hope someone kills themselves by watching my video. But the actual act of dying or killing yourself through watching a video, a la The Ring or whatever, you know,
What?
it's like, you know, what kid's gonna watch a video and the guy says burn your house, is gonna burn the house?
Yeah.
No,
I
the-
mean, these
well-
are like kids. They're talking to them and like.
Yeah.
I mean, but
No.
and
You don't think that that's plausible?
No, I think it's plausible, but it's also like the kid has to be targeted as one thing,
Yeah.
and then you know what I
Okay,
mean.
let
It's
me read
very
this.
elaborate. Is my point. My point. It's
It is very elaborate. You're
Elaborate
true.
but
You're
plausible
right.
though.
Yeah,
It
I'm
is
not saying it's
very-
impossible. I'm not saying it's not gonna happen. I'm just saying
Because
it's like
Apparently,
it's
the-
clickbait.
Apparently,
Okay, should I
the-
read this?
No, but the apparently the guy was saying, or whoever it was saying, "Oh, I have this information about you. If you don't
Yeah,
do this, then
they're
your
like
parents are
threatening
gonna get
them.
hurt."
Read the last para.
Yeah, but this is what I'm trying to say. This is the
Yeah.
copy paste kind of letters things. You know.
That
That's
everyone
why-
makes up.
Yeah, 100%. It's just I feel like parents around the world, and I feel like you know who shares these kind of things. I feel like the person who shares these kind of things is the kind
Okay, I share them. Thanks.
is the person who
'Cause
either
I was
really
like-
likes kids or hates kids but doesn't have kids of their own, and then out of concern, they share these things, and I'm just like, it's easy. Just go to one of these websites that specializes on finding out if something's a hoax, and even if it's not like that, like the one I found, they have like a higher a
What
timeline.
is this place? What is?
There's many websites. Like Snopes is the most well-known one, right? Snopes has been there
I don't
since
know, I
2000,
don't look up anything.
2003. But that's the thing, we need to. We
Yeah,
live
yeah,
in
probably.
it.
Yeah.
It's our responsibility.
How? It's so
So
hard
look-
to chase. That's Snopes is one option,
Snopes is one option, but like you just type.
but you
like,
get lost in stuff. And the problem is not that. The problem is, by the time you think about going and looking into it, then you're on to the next one. People are, this is fast. Like
It's
this is the
fast.
thing.
Yeah,
the next
yeah.
thing's the next
I
one.
mean, see,
you know?
for example, like if something is too crazy to be true, you look it up. And so like even like the
for you, this is too crazy to be true.
yes. So and
But
and
you've not heard firsthand from someone who's saying like, "Oh, something happened to someone, this girl in this school."
so yeah,
someone's
if
friend."
someone told me that, then I'll if it touches me enough to be like, oof, that's crazy, I want to read more about. I'll read more about it. But just because they said it,
Yeah.
honestly,
You wouldn't
I,
take it at
I wouldn't.
face value.
No, unless it's someone like.
But
example,
you were curious enough to look it up.
That's an interesting story.
I'll be
though.
honest with you, with the blue whale stuff and the Momo stuff, it smells like fake news, like fast. For me, you guys remember that that warning of these colored bands that everyone wears, and then if you break one colored band, you have to do a sexual favor in school.
Yeah.
Does that
What?
sound familiar?
Yeah. I remember
Where?
that.
So there was
When we were
When?
in school.
here. There was a circular here. There was
I
one of
didn't
these.
have one.
There was this kind of. I had like a few. There was this kind of messages.
What?
There was these messages that were going out warning parents, hey, so if your kids have this, they're accepting sexual favors.
This color is that
Yeah.
you have to
Which
do this
one?
thing or
What?
something.
Yeah, like thin colored
What
things.
colors
and
did you guys have?
I don't remember, but basically, if someone breaks it,
Are
you
you
have to
talking
do
about
this.
the?
Yeah.
Can
yeah.
I say it up here?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can say it. Fuck me bands, is that what you called it?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
fuck me bands. But
Yeah.
no, I had the black ones, the two black ones that you crossed and you would wear it like
Yeah,
that.
there's all of those stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
but
used
like,
to wear that to school.
but see, everyone wore
But that didn't mean anything. What's
Didn't
the
mean-
colored
and
ones?
even the ones that actually, if someone was like, "Oh, you're wearing the blues," I mean, whatever. No one actually did anything.
Wait, but I don't know what the
I don't
colored
think-
ones are. Where
The colored
I
ones were
only
sexual
had
favors. Like
black.
one was like,
How come I only had the black one?
'Cause-
What did the black one mean?
That's the worst.
"That's
no,
the worst."
no, and I had two of them crossed over. What?
Yeah.
What's the black one?
So,
I
okay,
don't know.
what's to wrap
What
up,
other
Issa,
colors were?
what you said that they didn't mean anything, blah, blah, blah. They got sent home letters and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Where do you think that starts from then? Who's the one that decides, okay, this
This
is
is what I'm saying. It's some
school
weird,
teachers?
really, really annoying people.
Who? Where do you think? Someone it's the same thing.
I
Someone has
have-
to come up with this
I
idea
have-
in their head to
I-
tell
exactly.
people
I have an intuition that the person doing this is an annoying person. Someone who's just like, no, they're not doing it for fun. They're really concerned. They had the fantasy in their head. Oh,
Stretch the
Harry
truth.
Potter is gonna make all our children satanic.
What?
You don't remember that? There's a point when
No,
Harry Potter
I'm really bad
and
at this
Pikachu
stuff. I literally don't
and
know anything.
Pokemon. Whereas
I don't know anything.
Don't let your kids read
Pikachu.
Harry Potter, because otherwise they're gonna practice black magic.
No, I don't know.
Stuff
But
like
even
that.
these things, like I barely knew anything about this stuff. Oh, I found out really late.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
when everything's already done.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what are these? What's happening?
It gets how to explain it.
But I found out really late, so.
It gets tiring to feel like you have to double check everything online.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah,
is-
and what did people do in the past when they had nothing to double check?
They didn't remember those documentaries of kids, and that 70s documentary of the guy who basically kidnapped a 14-year-old daughter and then coerced her father, coerced her mom.
Yeah. That
People were trusting.
What was the
What
one
was
about the
this?
family? About the
You guys are not talking about Finding Neverland, right?
No.
Abducted in plain sight.
yeah. Oh, it's insane.
Oh, I have not seen
it
this
just goes
one.
deeper
I
and
need
deeper.
to
And there was
watch
no,
it.
there was no.
I wasn't
checking
surprised
stuff.
at all.
I
watching
was
it.
I have
shocked.
not seen this. Yeah, but that sounds a lot like Leaving Neverland. Like MJ's.
This is
Sorry.
it. Just
Did you
goes
watch
deeper.
it?
and
No, I haven't
deeper.
seen it yet.
I don't want to watch it actually.
It'll be fine. Just watch it. I
Yeah, but
might be. I might.
I really, really like MJ.
Oh, likewise. I might be waiting actually for the counter documentary.
Want to
Which
watch
one is
both or
that?
just watch the counter?
I'll watch both.
Yeah.
Which one's a counter on?
Because
They're bringing
apparently,
something out.
yeah, the Michael Jackson estate themselves are releasing a documentary to counter some of the facts and saying that this is just basically like an exploitative
I haven't seen
documentary.
either.
Yeah.
So
We'll
Who knows?
refuse to
reserve
see
judgment
it.
for now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the guy's dead.
did you watch The Jinxes?
What's this?
The Jinx. That's a good one. Amanda Knox.
What's that? New
That's another good
New
one.
one.
No, these are like
What is it?
These are old.
What are they about?
The Staircase.
All of these I don't watch. The world is
What is
really
it? What
rough.
is that?
I know it's rough, so I don't need to see
It's
it
just
more.
docu-series. The Keepers.
He has watched none of these, and neither have I.
Because all these new ones are like everyone's watching these.
So what are
ones
those
now.
old documentaries?
No, they're not that old.
of
They're
what?
about old stories, old cases.
Yeah, more or less. Basically, maybe stuff that you won't necessarily find on Netflix.
There's every other one is a Netflix documentary now.
Yeah, because everyone only watches everything on Netflix.
Netflix is. I love Netflix personally.
They did good.
Yeah,
I think they're doing a good.
brainwashing everyone.
Yeah.
Did they have a?
They're
Literally.
entertaining though.
Yeah, they are. They're really good. I hate it that they're brainwashing me, and I'm like, damn it, no, get off it. See
I
what
don't-
else is out there.
Exactly.
What I asked this the other day. What did Netflix start as? Was it one of those like streaming
DVDs. I actually
Really?
had DVDs from Netflix
No way.
in the US. Yeah. So you would order it. They deliver the DVD, and they give you the return slip with it. So when you're done, you can have it as long as you want.
No
and when
way.
you're done, you just put the return slip.
Basically, just
they
a
say-
rental,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a VCR rental.
but through post.
Courier.
Through
Yeah.
post and quick.
And then just put it online.
Yeah, and then later, not too long after, like maybe 2011, 12, was the streaming. And it was only a limited selection, but it was good. I was like, oh my God, for my PS4, PS3, I
At
could
the
watch
time.
Netflix, yeah.
That's crazy. What a weird way to start.
You're warm?
We got to wrap up anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Time's
Bye,
running
guys.
out.
Thanks.
Bye,
Thanks.
It was good
Mansi.
to see
Thank you very
guys.
much.
Bye. Thanks.
See you soon again.
Never coming here again.
Bye.